The world keeps saying that they are coming for you next, as if Black Americans ever stopped being the target. Truth is, they never left Black Americans alone. For a single generation, they didn't.
Baby, I usually get on this app to empower and teach. But today, these anti-Black folks is pissing me off. Dear whoever this applies to, and if it ain't you, peace and blessing. I need y'all to listen because I'm tired of this conversation and I'm tired of the disrespect. For the past 6 or 7 months, I keep hearing the same rhetoric over and over. Black Americans shouldn't be resting. We're not helping. And the one that's really pissing me off, they coming for y'all next. Baby, the audacity. Because while they're busy screaming, they're coming for you all next, Black Americans have never stopped being the target. Baby, we've never had a break. Black women have been screaming from the rooftops. We're under attack. Black men unalived in the streets like dogs. Our children missing. Our girls adultified and tossed around like rag dolls. All of this and more because we've always been the target and we still are. But y'all turned a blind eye. You ignored that the attacks never stopped. The injustice, the oppression, the disrespect, it's been constant. Let's be honest, because you've always believed we deserved it. But baby, we done with all the disrespect. And the second we said we're tired, we ain't carrying y'all anymore, the disrespect starts flying. And the way you've always felt comes bubbling to the surface. And baby, y'all just forgetting to be nice. Now y'all downright nasty. And it reminds me of the same rhetoric that white people have been spewing for decades. The moment Black Americans stopped working for free, somehow we became lazy. And the whole world believed the bullshit, the ignorance. If y'all hate us so much, leave us alone. Get out of our communities, stop stealing our culture, and keep our names out your mouth. We've respectfully supported your business while you smiled in our faces and talked behind our backs. And in return, we've got nothing but disrespect. All we've ever asked is respect and solidarity. You better be glad that's all we've ever asked for, not revenge, because we'd be well within our rights. Respect and solidarity. And apparently, that's too much. So now we're saying it loud for the people in the back. Leave us the hell alone and stop using us to unload your frustrations about being oppressed in a place you chose to come to. We are not the enemy. We didn't create the oppressive systems. And somehow we keep getting blamed while fighting for our very lives in the same system that we've been oppressed in. But the days of no reciprocity, baby, they're over. And it's not up for debate. Use your energy to fight the real enemy.
Grand Rising Kings and Queens from Africa and across the ocean, I send you much love, respect, and power today. To every beautiful one watching this video, just know I love you so much. And before I start, I want to tell you, down there, I have caption for Swahili. It's a Swahili caption. You can try to translate. And for those who are asking me why am I'm not talking about Africa, I have a channel called Neo Africa. Go there and see what's happening in Africa. Now, welcome. For months, the internet, I have seen on the internet, on TikTok and everywhere, has cooled the same tone. They are coming for you next. They were telling that to Black people, to Black Americans. And every time a Black America hear that, something burns deep inside. Because what do you mean next? What do you mean next? Because Black Americans have always been the front line. Black Americans have been the shield, the bodies, the music, the blood and tears of Black Americans have been the currency of this system's survival. Every era of so-called freedom in America came with a new disguise of oppression. Slavery ended, but the plantation became the prison. Jim Crow fell, but redlining and police brutality rose. Integration came, but opportunity never did. So when people shout that they are coming for you next, understand that why that phrase feels like a slap in the face to a people who never had a moment to rest. Black Americans have never rested. Black Americans, they have been coming for Black Americans or for Black people every day. I want you to watch these clips first and then we continue.
to that weak ass Latino woman, they're gonna get on here and say, look at them snatching up blacks in Chicago. Y'all should have been with the Latinos. Ha ha ha. Now they snatching y'all up. We told y'all they was coming. Bitch, they ain't never stopped. Ever. Ever. We on the top of their list, number one. Uno. They ain't never stopped coming for us. So what the fuck? Reason we didn't help y'all dumbass because y'all dumbass wanted to vote for his dumbass. You on your own. We know how to protect ourselves. See, because we got communities. If a motherfucker lock us up right now, we got communities that's going to bail us the fuck out because we got funds for this because we know the motherfuckers is going to come after the blacks. Bitch, mind your business. Stay on your side. Worry about yourself. Hello? Hello? Dirt ass motherfucker. Don't make me go live. Because now I want to go live. And no, I'm not racist. No, I don't have something against Latino. I live in a fucking neighborhood where Latinos and Cubans have moved in, and we are all friends and family, and we'll do anything for each other. And if ICE pulled down this motherfucking street right now, we all gonna be out here raising hell. Don't do me, do your mama. So before you start with that, you just a racist, black, uneducated baby. The motherfuckers they call into my job. Ho! But we dumb. I'm going to take it. We dumb. Black people are dumb and unintelligent. I'll take that. Sure will. Because I listen and talk to y'all family all day long. And honey, white, Indian, Asian, them Mexicans, they be brightening up my day though. Because they cool in the motherfucker. But, them Indians, them Patels, woo! Y'all people, y'all tough to deal with. But I love y'all all. I don't have a hateful place in my heart for none of y'all. Even though this dumbass Latino woman just want to sit here and just talk out the side of her fucking neck without having nobody's facts. I still love her, y'all. Still love her. Love her. Love on her. Y'all have a good day. I'm going to leave y'all alone. Goodbye.
Y'all don't even realize the plan was never random. The goal was always to destroy the black man. Always. Just look around. Our men are getting killed in the streets, locked up in prisons, pushed to destroy themselves, or convinced to live a lifestyle that strips away their masculinity. That's not an accident. That's by design. You can even go back to the Bible and you'll see that Herod gave a clear command. If it's a boy, kill it. But if it's a girl, you can let her live. Why? Because the women were never threats. The men were. The men are the protectors, the leaders, the ones with the ability to fight back. And history repeats itself. The enemy knows that if you take out the man, you destabilize the household. You destabilize the whole nation. That's why all the attacks are aimed at him. Because if you destroy the man, you destroy the future.
Hey, y'all. So I have seen some creators say, I know that Black people, we said that we were resting and that we're not going to protest out in the street and that we're not going to engage. But you have to realize that once they finish causing all of this chaos and going after everybody else, they're coming after Black people next. So we need to really become engaged. This is what I have to say in response to that. As a community, we are resisting. We are protesting. We're just not out in these streets. Y'all see what happened at that May Day protest. Who did the police arrest and haul away? And they were all Black. We instead are protesting with our dollars, choosing to patronize businesses and services that respect us whenever and however we can. That's why Target is in free fall, and so is Tesla. And also that's why Sinners has become one of the highest grossing original films that's come out of Hollywood in quite some time. This is an original IP from a black couple, Ryan Coogler and his wife, Zinzi Evans, that they produced from their production company, Proximity Media, that has an all-black cast. And as a community, we have shown out. It was mainly us that put that film at the top of the box office. And we are continually going to see it over and over again. We are showing the world that we have money that we spend. And when you disrespect us and disparage us, you're going to feel it. And the other thing about they may try to deport us next. When has this nation ever stopped fucking with black folk? I'll wait. Tell me when collectively has white America says, you know what, we're going to leave black folk alone for a while. We have always been targeted. We have always been oppressed and attacked constantly. So when folks get on here and say, we're next, when have we not been? When have we not been the target? It's situation normal. And I hate that there are many of us that underestimate us. We are still here. Despite the horrendous circumstances that we have had to exist in this nation, many of us are not only surviving, but thriving. And we are creating art. And every time it's appropriated, we create new forms of expression. Ryan Coogler and his wife, they are redefining the game. We are doing what we do. We're not just being idle. I don't know where this idea is coming from that we're being idle, because we're not out in these streets protesting, which is no longer effective, if it ever was, since the civil rights movement. The only thing that protesting in the streets has ever gotten us is to be beaten and arrested and hauled off to jail, some of us injured and even killed. And it doesn't move the needle one iota. Look at April 5th and all the white folks that came out for their powwow that they called a protest, and that didn't do a single solitary thing. No, many of us, are understanding that money is the engine that makes this country go. And collectively, black people, we have a lot of it. So that's my response to people saying, well, you know, black people, we're going to be next. When have we not been on the hit list at the very top? Come on, y'all.
So what you're telling me is that you want me to go on the front lines and fight alongside people that are calling police officers the N-word. Make it make sense. Anti-blackness is dangerous. Have y'all not learned from the Black Lives Matter protests that we are the ones that are targeted? Have y'all not learned that the narrative is always going to be spun that the black people are the bad people no matter who we're fighting for? Y'all have no level of self-preservation, and this is why we're in the predicament that we're in now. We help everybody else, and when the time comes for us to need help, nobody is there. Have y'all forgotten that George Zimmerman, off the Black Boy? Go look up his nationality. The leader of the Proud Boys. Go look up his nationality, baby. He is on the front lines fighting against his own people. The proximity to whiteness and the delusion it causes It's dangerous, and this is why we're in the predicament that we're in today. I need y'all to think outside the oh my gosh, we need to have a level of solidarity because we're next. We're always next. We actually never got out of the running. We've always been on the chopping block. Always been on the chopping block. Do y'all not understand that when the black people go out there on the front lines, that's when it gets violent? Now, if you want to go out there and put your life on the line and not go back to your families and get in all kind of trouble with this administration, not knowing when you're going to come out, not knowing if you're going to be treated lawfully, not knowing if you're going to get any type of due process, have at it. And let me know how that work out for you, if you can.
Am I the only one who noticed that every damn decade there's a new strategy to break the black community? They just keep changing the method. First it was chains, then it was Jim Crow, then it was redlining, then it was crack, then mass incarceration, and now it's mental manipulation. They don't need whips no more. They got Wi-Fi. You think they stopped trying to destroy us? Nah, they just got smarter about how they do it. They study our pain, our anger, our culture, then flip it into profit. They sell us our own destruction wrapped in freedom. They turned dysfunction into culture. They turned trauma into entertainment. They turned unity into a trend instead of a movement. You ever noticed how when we start rising, something new pops up that divides us again? First it was drugs, then it was prison, and now it's gender wars, online beef, and fake empowerment movements that only push us farther apart. We're arguing over nonsense while the system reloads. They not worried about your hashtags. They're worried about our unity. Because once we wake up, repent, and come back to our true nationality, oh, we gonna take over the world.
Nobody even attack more than the black woman, because the black woman is God. Listen, what the government did. If you grew up in the hood, the government automatically took the man away. You put another man in the house, you couldn't live there, right? And what that do to the woman? They made her think, program her with what? With fears. She programmed the same fears into the kids. Stop playing with me. That's why she fucked up. The government did that. Gang, the woman fault. I told you we under attack, and the woman the first person been under attack, especially the black woman.
Say that, because they need to stop blaming.
Well, we on the attack.
We just woke up like
well, black women, no, they're on the attack. They're gonna attack the words. Nobody even attack more than the black woman, because the black woman is God. Why you not gonna attack her? They attack her womb. They attack her womb, gang. Stop playing with me. They attack the black woman. The black woman is on attack by the man. By the black man.
Welcome back. I will wish to say this. As an African, I've been seeing what has been going on my black American family, my black people. And I will allow me to say that black Americans have always been the target all along. Black women screamed from rooftops long before hashtag existed. Black men were unalived in the streets before body cams existed. Black children were criminalized before they even spoke their first words. And yet the world pretends to be shocked only when oppression visits them. Dr. Angela Davis once said, if they came for me in the morning, they will come for you in the night. But what most people forget is that the morning never ended for Black America. It has been a perpetual down of struggle. Every generation wakes up still fighting the same battle their grandparents died trying to end. So when we look at history, the pattern is clear. Every movement that demanded justice in America started with the black people. Civil rights, Black Lives Matters, prison reform, women liberation, even the modern labor movement started with black people. Okay? They all borrowed from the blueprint of black resistance, yet somehow black Americans are told that they are not helping or that they rest too much. Rest? How? Black Americans have never even given the right to breathe, leave alone resting. Okay? Have you ever noticed how the world watches black Americans as entertainment but never as equals? the pain, our brother and sisters' pain becomes viral content. One time when I was starting doing this content, some people was commenting and saying that you are using our pain to get something. It is true. A lot of people are using Black Americans' pain, but I'm sincere, not on me. I'm sincere on what I'm saying. But Black pain has become viral content. Black language has become pop culture. Black fashion has become trends until Black Americans start speaking the truth. Then suddenly the same voice who copied Black rhythm tells them to calm down. James Baldwin said to be Black and conscious in America is to be in a constant state of rage. And that rage isn't hatred, it is clarity. Okay? It is the clarity of seeing a system that survives by gaslighting the very people it exposed. For centuries, the world has taken from Black American music, has taken style, have taken creativity, activism, name them. And in return, they were given nothing but stereotypes. And in return, Black Americans are called lazy after building the wealth of a nation for free, are being called dangerous after enduring state violence for decades. Okay? Black are being called divisive after showing more solidarity than any community on earth. So yes, anger is exploding between Black people, but it is Russia's anger. It is the same fire that made Harriet Tubman refuse to turn back. It is the same thunder in Malcolm X's voice. He said that we are not outnumbered, but we are out-organized. It is the same conversation or conviction that keeps young Black people marching, organizing, and teaching when the world tells them to be quiet. Let me talk about some myth here. Helping others first. It's a myth of a toxic narrative that Black people don't help enough. It is true, Black people are now relaxing and sitting down and saying, you know what, we have done too much. But for generations, Black America has helped everyone. Okay? Black Americans have often moved more than themselves. When immigrants came to the US, it was Black blood spilled that built the legal framework for the Knights. When marginalized communities wanted to be seen, it was Black artists, Black activists, and Black journalists who gave them platforms. When America wanted to showcase diversity, it was Blackface that put in front of the camera to prove progress. So while pushing them out of the boardrooms, but Black people are still using their self as a frontier. And yet, despite all that, people still say Black Americans don't help. That's not the truth. Okay? That's projection. Because the reality is the entire world has benefited from the pain, protest, and perseverance of Black Americans. Even Dr. Martin Luther King, often sanitized into the peaceful dreamer, said that it was in his final speech, he said that we have come to cash this check. And that check was the promise of equality owed to Black people, not charity or justice. It was justice, okay? So why does the world disrespect Black Americans so freely? Let's talk about that. It's because the system taught everyone that Black, white, brown, to view Black Americans as a warning instead of a foundation. Even Africans, they were told that, okay? They are shown as the example of what happens if you resist too much, love too loudly, or fight too boldly. And this is the residue of colonization and white supremacy that dipped global consciousness. For example, Africa were told that Black Americans are arrogant. Caribbeans were told that they are spoiled. White Americans were told that they are dangerous. But all of it serves one purpose: division. Okay? And that's why when Black American woman speaks with anger, she is called aggressive. When she cries, she is called dramatic. When she wins, she is called lucky. But the truth is, she carries a nation on our back every single day. Every major human rights shift in the USA started with the black suffering. Okay? Black people were the test subjects for brutality, economics, and resistance. Black people were the mirror that America refused to look into but couldn't survive without. There's an episode I've done that America cannot survive without Black America. Is my episode that it is here. So the phrase that they are coming for you next ignores that history. It erases the frontline fighters who have been absorbing balls or blows for centuries. It pretends there is ever been a moment when Black America wasn't the first and the hardest hit. And yet, when we decide to rest, to focus on healing, on joy, on protecting ourselves, the world calls it selfishness. Black Americans are sitting down, sitting home, relaxing. They are being called selfish. Okay? But rest is resistance too. As the writer Tricia Hersey of the NAP ministry says, rest is a form of reparation. Because when a people have been enslaved, overworked, and underpaid for generation, choosing rest is a revolutionary. Okay? Let's be real. Black Americans are tired, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, cosmically tired. Tired of explaining humanity to people who benefit from their demonization. Tired of being the moral compass for the planet that lost its direction. Tired of being the blueprint of culture, but the scapegoat of failure. So when the anger explodes, understand, it is not random. It is the sound of centuries breaking. It is the echo of chains falling, replaced by microphone, camera, and platforms where truth finally speaks without permission. And that truth is Black people never got a break. Okay? And we have a global hypocrisy. When you look around, every group that once mocked or ignored Black struggle are now crying. Africans are saying, hey, you are good. Asian Americans, Latin America, everyone is crying. Okay? But when they cry saying that they will coming for you next, did you stand with Black people when it was George Floyd? Did you speak up when it was Sandra Blunt? Did you march when it was Tyvon Martin or Breonna Taylor? Did you cry when Tamir Rice, a 12-year-old, was shot in seconds? Most even didn't look. Many looked away. But deep down, the world has been conditioned to believe that Black people or Black pain is normal. They have been conditioned to believe that Black people have been slaves, so that is their nature. And that's why this new anger feels different. It is not begging for empathy anymore. It is demanding accountability. It is saying that you used our struggle as a case study. Now face your own reflection. Okay? What people forget is that Black Americans' power doesn't just come from surviving. It comes from refusing to die spiritually. It comes from blues and hip hop. It comes from civil rights marches to TikTok trends, Black creativity, and etc. And that's why they copy us. They copy Black people. They copy Caribbeans, because imitation is the highest form of colonization when it is done without credit. Okay? But the anger you see today, it is the same creativity redirected into clarity. It is saying that we are not your teachers anymore. We are here to carry the moral weight of the world, or we are not here to carry the moral weight of the world while being disrespected for it. Okay? And Toni Morrison said, the function of racism is distraction. It keeps you proving your humanity instead of living it. And Black America has decided to stop proving. Now they are living. So yes, Black Americans' anger has exploded, but not out of hatred, not out of violence, but out of truth. It is the truth of people who have carried everyone else's freedom while never being free themselves. It is the truth of mothers bearing sons while being told to be patient. It is the truth of a culture that gave the world rhythm, soul, and vocabulary and still gets called lazy. So to those saying that they're coming for you next, remember this: they never stopped coming for Black Americans. They have just stopped, or Black Americans have just stopped apologizing for defending themselves. I hope all is well and understood. Let's meet the next episode. Okay? Peace out.